Hi, I'm Tasha with Pathways to Peace Counseling, and I wanted to talk to you about different games that you can use to help kids process emotions. So, I love to go and round up game ideas and compile them all. I even have a Google Slides document that's like a little cheat sheet it's a free downloadable thing you can get that has all of my game ideas. And it's organized by presenting problems. So you'll find something like this on there. There's a tab for feelings, and it will give you a lot of games that you can play for feelings. So just a hint, you might want to grab that one. But these are the roundup of game ideas I've come up with to help kids process emotions. And all of them are under $20. Most of them are under 10. So we've got games for telehealth that you can play online. You've got PDF downloads. There's hard copies that you can buy. Lots of different options for these games. So the first one is Battle in My Brain. And this is a great one for teenagers because it helps them deal with a lot of those dark, heavy emotions that they go through. It talks about temptation and guilt and depression, anxiety, anger, like all of it. There's cards for everything, but it teaches them that they don't last forever, that everything's temporary, and that once you work through it, it has its cycle. You get on the other side of it. But it also teaches them how to gain control of their thoughts. It's kind of heavy on the CBT, but it's a fun, insightful game. And I found that kids really identify with the imagery on it, that with the devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other, because everybody has temptation and a conscience. And so we all have to learn how to listen to the good guy, ignore the bad guy, and make better decisions. So Feelings Candyland, this is where it all started. I put together this little cheat sheet a long time ago, and a lot of people use it in therapy now, and I'm really grateful for it. Grab your free copy here. If you follow the link, it will go into a lot of detail about all the different ways that kids can benefit from Feelings Candyland. They learn how to communicate their feelings, they grow in their emotional vocabulary, they empty that emotional tank that they have built up, they learn social skills. There's so much. Follow the link, and it will take you to the free download, and you'll be able to learn all the different ways that it can be useful in counseling. Emma's Emotional Discovery is a book and game about what is the reason that we have emotions? And so it's a story about this little girl who has big emotions, and she's getting herself into all sorts of trouble with kids, and nobody wants to be around her. And then she eventually, after dealing with somatic symptoms and running from her emotions, she learns how to sit and listen to her emotions and figure out what's really going on and what she needs to do to make things better. And that's really what the game's about as well. Like, what are the feelings that you're having? Why are you feeling them? What do you need to do to deal with those problems? Because your feelings are a check engine light, right? So they're saying something's wrong, something's wrong. And then you have to figure out what's wrong, what you need to do to fix it. Once you fix it, the check engine light goes off. And so you don't feel that emotion for that situation anymore. It has a lot of good CBT skills built in. I'm feeling bingo. So this is a print and play game that you can print out. So to play bingo to help kids learn about their emotions, how to express them. Um, and then Feelings Uno. So basically Feelings Candyland. But so I find that my kids, usually my elementary kids, prefer Candyland up until maybe third grade or so. And then third grade and up, the kids usually prefer Uno. But I use the same basic thing. So yellow is a time you felt happy. Green is a time you felt scared. Blue is a time you felt sad. Red's a time you felt angry. And so they just, every time they play one of those color cards, they tell about a time they felt that way. But there's a lot of ways you can mix up Uno, so many different things you can do with it. The next one is Mario's Emotional Knot. So this is a story about a little boy he's having a really bad day and he's feeling big emotions, but he doesn't understand what he's feeling or why. And so he learns that there's a big gap between your brain and your heart. And your brain is where you think through things and understand them. Your heart is where you feel. Your mouth is right in the middle. So as you talk about it, you're able to process those emotions, connect everything together, and make sense of things. And so all of those emotions that were tied up and linked together, he's able to sort them all out. And then that big emotional knot he had in his gut starts to unravel, and he starts to feel better again. And the game walks them through how to unravel that knot. The next one, Soothe Your Soul. This is really a coping skill game about how to relax your body. So it's especially good for kids who have anxiety. it deals with a lot of somatic symptoms as well of just being able to pay attention to body awareness and being really mindful and taking care of your body. It has a lot of relaxation skills. It has a lot of like visualization skills and kind of mind relaxing skills. So it's a very calming, soothing game. But it helps kids kind of challenge their thoughts and get over those stuck points. But all in all, it really helps them deal with their emotions better. Seasons of the Soul is really good for kids that have cycles with their emotions. So, depression cycles, bipolar issues, emotional regulation issues where maybe, they're calm and then things are out of control and then they're calm and things are out of control. So, it's the book is about the different seasons of life, seasons of change and different things that people go through. It incorporates grief and that there's a season for everything. But all in all, those seasons are going to come and go, and we have to be prepared for the next season, but we've got to learn to enjoy and embrace the season that we're in. And then the game is all about processing all of those things, the changes, the big emotions, the thoughts, the grief, all of it. It incorporates a lot into this one book. And it's really versatile. So I've used this one with a pre-K kid recently, and I've used it all the way up with olders. It really blends well with a wide range of age groups. The next one is another free printable. This is a feelings matching card. It has different faces on it, and then you can use it either as a Go Fish game or a matching game. There's only 12 characters, so it's not a very long one. So it would be a quick and easy game. But yeah, you could Go Fish or Memory Game, probably with littles. It would be too simple for older kids. Feeling playing cards. So if you want to go deeper, this one it's not a free one, but Wholehearted School Counselor. She has some really, I like the artwork that she does. It's really consistent throughout all of her work. But she has lots of different characters on her playing cards. So it's a super cute set of cards that you could get to really work on emotions and helping kids identify lots of different ones. The next one is share your heart with those you love. So we all know that we have emotions, but how do we communicate them to other people? And how do we let people know how special they are to us? And so I love doing this game around Valentine's Day because, well, it's really Valentine's Day looking, but it also it's being intentional and deliberate about saying, you matter to me. And let me tell you all the ways I love you. And so it talks about friendship gestures, and sometimes it's not about the words, it's how do I show people I love them? And it incorporates the 5 love languages so that kids can be aware that like if they're waiting for their parent to show them one type of love, like let's say that they want quality time and their parents are really busy and they're not giving them quality time, but they're buying them gifts and they're giving them physical affection and they're doing acts of service for them. They're doing all these other things, but they're still waiting for the quality time. They're not going to feel loved. But once they learn about the love languages, then they learn that they can ask for those specific things. Like, Mom, I'm very grateful that you gave me all these gifts and all these other things, but can we just spend time together? That's really what my heart needs. And so it teaches them how to articulate that to their mom or dad or siblings, friends, whoever it is that they have relationship with. It's versatile in that you can play it with either friends, you can do it in groups, you can do it for family sessions. There's a lot you could do with this one. And again, it's a very wide age range that you can play this game with. So Dinah Stories, this one is great for littles, and it's a storytelling game. So it's not going to be like a really direct tell me your feelings kind of thing. It's going to draw through these different scenarios and stuff. Like it'll ask questions like, how does a mother dinosaur take care of her baby, and how do you protect the eggs, and how do you deal with an intruder? How do you deal like if a big dinosaur is coming to attack? What's going to happen? And so they get to tell stories about what will happen, and it really reveals as you play these storytelling games with kids, a lot of the underlying fears and worries and maybe feeling isolated or maybe not feeling connected with a parent or feeling like they have to fend for themselves because the parent's not fending for them. A lot comes out with these story playing games, and so it can really be insightful. And so it's great for littles. I would say maybe ages 4 through 10 would be the ideal age range for Dino stories. Grumpy Bear is a mood boosting game for our grumpy little kids that are little Eeyores and maybe they're pouty and they just get the grumps and they don't want to be around people and they just kind of have the attitude. And so it teaches them how to kind of how do you pull yourself out of that grumpy state? And how do you be personable when you're not feeling it? Or how do you tell people, I don't want to be around you, but say it in a kind way? So it works through a lot of those grumps that kids have. So, and it has a lot of cognitive behavioral skills and it teaches them a little bit more of a positive mindset because a lot of that grumpy behavior and attitude is a negative mindset that drives a lot of the grumpiness. So, if they can get their eyes focused on positive things, then they can have a more cheerful disposition. So, those are all of my games that I rounded up for feelings, but I'm sure there are many, many. I mean, the sky is the limit. There's a lot of games out there for feelings. So I hope that you've enjoyed this one. And I do have lists for all sorts of different things, trauma, teens, coping skills, CBT games. I've got lists for all sorts of things. So if you're looking for other games, be sure to check them out. Thanks for joining me today. I will see you next time.